All right, so any other day that the Lakers weren't playing the Nuggets in their first round of the playoffs, this would have been the first topic. But here we are. The Sixers are struggling with the Knicks. It came down to a final shot by Brunson, or a final shot by DiVincenzo, and they obviously have been dealing with injuries. So is it time to finally listen to the Bodega Man and believe in this scrappy Knicks team, or is this more of a Sixers problem?
Listen, that was that's a great Photoshop. This is why people should watch on YouTube. That was actually, I'm more worried about the Sixers recovering emotionally than I am the Lakers for two reasons. One is the Lakers, at no point did it feel like that Lakers game was over. Even up 20, it was too early. You know what I mean? For any NBA game these days, up 20, is up 20 in the fourth, it's over. But up 20 with a quarter, with early in the third, that game is not over. And at the end of the Lakers game, it was clearly in the balance, right? It was back and forth, back and forth. I did think when LeBron hit those back-to-back threes to go up 8, that they were in real good shape. But at no point were the Lakers certain they won. When you're Philly and you're up 5 and the ball is loose on the ground and there's less than 30 seconds remaining, you feel like you've won the game. And then the confluence of events of Brunson front rims a 3 and it goes in. That is, and this is where sports can be cruel, and this is where I feel sick for my pal Daryl Morey. The last big-time playoff shot that I saw get front-rimmed and bounce in was Kawhi's game winner against the Sixers and Daryl. And now Brunson hits that. But even there, okay, you're up 2. You're okay. And I know Nick Nurse was like, I called timeout. Man, I've watched the tape. Nick Nurse does this thing. The old, do I want it? Do I want it? And then pulls it back when he thinks it's getting inbounded. And then when he does start definitely calling timeout, the ball's loose. Now, did Maxey get his jersey pulled? Did he get held? Should there have been a foul? Sure. But that happens. And it was...
Did you not say that's a 50-50 call, right? You got to not look for the foul and get the ball to your teammate instead of looking for the foul there, huh?
So here's the thing. I'm talking about before they inbounded it. When they're passing it to him, he gets his jersey pulled. So he's not looking, you know what I mean? Like he gets his jersey pulled, which is just, that can happen though. But that's also why you probably just call timeout right after they make the shot. Calm everything down. We're up 2. We can inbound from half court. You can always get it inbounded from half court. You can go in the back court. Let's calm down. And they didn't. And that is an excruciating loss. And the Knicks, man, I honestly think that might have been the best win in the Garden since Larry Johnson's 4-point play, which, by the way, believe it or not, I had a framed Getty image picture of that in my house growing up, and in our first house we ever lived together. It's like an overhead shot at MSG when Larry Johnson has the 4-point play. I think that was probably the best moment in Madison Square Garden in a big spot since then. And you feel sick for Philly. Embiid is playing on one leg and still, I don't even know how to put in context what Embiid's doing because he is clearly injured. He clearly doesn't trust his leg. And yet he has, 34, 10, and 6. And so, and Maxey played out of his mind. The Knicks, man.
And also might have been in his head a little bit to not take that last shot. I think given that the turnover, the block layup, I get Embiid's the guy, but I kind of felt like Maxey should have taken a 3 there. But that's just, I don't know. He gave it to Embiid in a kind of nasty spot. I think he had enough space or created space when he drove down. But yeah,
I don't disagree with you. But it was also, here's the other thing on that. There is a weird psychological thing going on when you're down 3 and you know the other team might want to foul down 3. Which is like, I'm not describing this properly, but you can't run a normal frenetic offense because you're not totally just focused on let me get to the best spot possible, because it's almost like you're playing a game of tag. Like, I need to make sure I don't get close enough, right, for someone to foul me. And so if I take time to try to, get to my spot and gather, they might foul me. So I go and then pass it quick. Like, it's a weird thing on the up 3. I don't want to get fouled. I know the other team might want to foul. So those spots are brutal. Those spots are absolutely brutal. Where Maxey, it's hard to say he's screwed up, but the play he wants back is the full court layup down 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they give it to him, he has the full burst of speed, and Hartenstein, to his credit, tracks his ass down, and great play. Great play by Hartenstein. And so, I don't think Philly's dead. I want to make this clear. You're never dead. The only time game 2 is a must-win game is if you are the home team and you lost game 1. Okay? You can't go down 0-2 at home. That typically, not always, but typically is a death knell in this league. Down 0-2 without home court. Right now, we have had 11 NBA playoff games held. Home teams are 11-0. And so, if you can get over the emotion of how you lost game 2, if you're the Lakers or the Sixers, you go home, win game 3, and then here's what does happen when you fall down 0-2. You then all of a sudden have back-to-back must-wins. Right? Like you have back-to-back must-win games, which is a tough spot to be in. Though,
you got that momentum.
And so I think that, here's what I think. I think that we are going to know from the Sixers by the end of the midway through the second quarter in game 3, whether or not this thing's going to be 2-2 going back to Philly or whether or not they're going to get swept. If they look like a team that is emotionally drained and the Knicks punch them in the face early, they could fold up shop.
Embiid looked shell-shocked after that game. He's looking pretty distraught.
And I also, listen, I think there's a level of, if you're Embiid and you're an injured player, or if you're LeBron and you're the oldest guy in the league, of, man, I only have so many all-out effort games in me. I need to steal a game and then give myself a margin of error, you know what I mean? And have I don't want to say a coast game, but a game where, hey, if we get hot from 3, awesome, but if not, I'm going to recharge the batteries here, you know what I mean, type of spot, and now they don't have it. Like, my guess is, had the Lakers won that game, what you would have seen is, game 3, because you have 2 days of rest, another all-out effort game 3 to go up 2-1 if you're Los Angeles. And then game 4 for LeBron, the day between a little bit of a margin of error, a big distribution game, right? You know what I mean? Like, hey, if we steal it, we still are up 3-1, amazing. If not, we'll take 2-2 with Denver. Embiid's a little different because he's not orchestrating the offense, but I want to see how Embiid emotionally recovers because he was beside himself. Also, you got to keep this in mind for Embiid. I mean, the guy's never been past round 2. So, like, it is hard to put in context of, like, oh, it's only game 2 of round 1. Like, he hasn't played a ton of games, as crazy as this sounds, bigger than the one last night. So I do worry about Philly a bit. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.